This is KGW News at 11.
And we begin tonight with new details on a tragic murder-suicide in Washington County, one that left 3 people dead. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. Court records show the suspect was arrested just last month on domestic abuse charges. Alma McCarty's in the newsroom. Alma, one advocate you talked to isn't going so far to say this could have been prevented, but she does see red flags.
Yeah, David, Washington County investigators confirming tonight that Carlos Jimenez Vargas shot and killed his wife, Gabriela Jimenez, and his wife's sister, Lennon Hernandez Rosas, before turning the gun on himself Wednesday night. Just after 8 p.m. that night, deputies say they responded to a domestic disturbance call here off of Southwest Shoals Ferry Road and found the women dead outside the home. The suspect died later at the hospital, they say, from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And court records have helped us piece together more of the story. A little more than 1 month earlier, Jimenez Vargas was arrested and charged with felony assault and strangulation involving 2 family members, one of whom was a victim in the murder-suicide. He was released pending trial under conditions he not contact the victims, again members of his family, and that he wear a GPS tracking device. All this extremely distressing for the entire community, in the words of the executive director of Washington County's Family Justice Center.
We always stop and ask ourselves, like, gosh, did we do enough? What we could have, and whether we knew them or not, always asking, did we get enough information out? Did folks know where to go?
Rachel Schutz leads the nonprofit that offers wraparound services for survivors of family violence. She says the recent strangulation charge is especially troubling, as it is with many domestic violence cases, signaling just how dangerous a suspect can be.
That's an immediate high risk. It's an immediate giant red flag, because there is very little that's more lethal and a more lethal indicator of future homicide than strangulation.
Schutz said in light of this case, advocates hope to spread awareness of the resources that exist for domestic violence survivors. We've got links and numbers to call up now on KGW.com. The number for the National Domestic Violence Hotline, 800-799-7233. David?
Thanks, Alma. Appreciate the follow-up there. Let's bring you an update now on the 4 University of Idaho students found murdered in a home just off campus. Police in Moscow have revealed new information about that case. A warning, some of the details here are disturbing. Ethan Chapin, his girlfriend Xana Kernodle, and 2 of her roommates, Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez, were found dead Sunday afternoon. Moscow police now say all 4 were likely asleep at the time of the attacks. Each victim was stabbed multiple times. They say some appeared to have defensive wounds. There were no signs of sexual assault. Now, detectives are following up on over 500 tips. State police and the FBI also involved. They're also looking for surveillance video from Saturday night into Sunday. Investigators add they do not believe the 2 other roommates who were home at the time of the murders were involved in these attacks. Developing tonight, a group of Oregon cross-country athletes have been involved in a crash in Florida. 10 men and 1 woman from the Oregon Institute of Technology team were hurt when the van they were traveling in crashed near Gainesville. They just competed at the national championship. Students were sent to 4 different hospitals. And in the last hour, we've learned from this memo here from the university that all of them have been treated and released. Good news there. The university says it is working to get everyone home to Klamath Falls as quickly as possible. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. A teenager was seriously hurt following a shooting in Northeast Portland. This was on Northeast 133rd Avenue and Sandy Boulevard around 5:15. Portland police say the teen, who is a minor, was shot multiple times. He was taken to the hospital. No word on any arrests. In Olympia, all southbound lanes of I-5 remain closed tonight after authorities say a man stole a semi-truck, hit several cars, and then crashed it in the highway median. Police say it evolved into a standoff this afternoon with the truck on its side, the man refusing to get out of the cab. The suspect reportedly also had a hammer. Eventually, it appears he exits the truck, runs toward a group of officers, and then falls on the ground. We have paused the video before that point here. It's not clear if he was shot by police. No word on his condition. We do understand the driver of the truck, this was a carjacking, was not injured and is doing okay. And the maker of TriMet's new FX buses has issued a voluntary recall. Now, TriMet pulled all of the accordion buses off the road earlier this month after inspections revealed missing or loose bolts. Now, Nova Bus says this could potentially lead to a loss of steering, though TriMet says there's no evidence that happened to any of its drivers. Officials hope the buses, which run between Gresham and downtown Portland, will be fixed and back on that route next month. Well, new tonight, Multnomah County is clearing the way to rename one of its bridges. The Board of Commissioners unanimously agreed with advocates that the Sauvie Island Bridge should represent the history and traditions of those who originally lived on the island and not those who helped colonize it. Catherine Cook has the story.
Autumn on Sauvie Island. It's a time of joy, ripe with tradition and celebration. But take a bridge back in time, say 150 years, and you'll find a world of tradition now lost on so many. A whole population that stewarded this land before it was taken from them. Historians say Chinook Indians, specifically the Multnomah tribe, were the first people to live here on this island. White explorers began arriving here in the early 1800s. Not long after that, the native population suffered from multiple deadly outbreaks, including smallpox. Within 2 years, they were nearly extinct. Around that time, the Hudson Bay Company sent a French Canadian to the island to start a dairy. His name, Laurent Sauvie. The name stuck on both the island and this bridge.
From this island and the bridge that are both named after a colonizer that did not respect the land or the people, I would say that upholding that name is similar to Christopher Columbus.
For that reason, Red Spike Elk and others have urged Multnomah County to change the name of this bridge. On Thursday, a resolution to do just that went before the county's Board of Commissioners. It passed unanimously.
The resolution is adopted.
Chair Deborah Kafori says this clears the way for choosing a new bridge name honoring the island's Native American history before colonization, not the story white settlers wanted told.
Because as we know, those who claim to win the war write the history books.
I think it sounds like a fabulous opportunity to bring awareness and provide some connection to that part of the history of the island.
Dawn Cowan is Dean of Students at Sauvie Island School. She's excited for the change, and so are students.
That's a history long ago, and I like it.
Thomas and his little sister Gemma know the significance of choosing a name.
It can't be anything that's rude or bad, because that is not responsible or anything.
Out of the mouths of babes and into the hands of the county's tribal affairs advisor. She'll help choose the new name, a new bridge to reclamation. On Sauvie Island, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Those kids are so cute. Our thanks to Catherine for that story. Now, students at Portland Community College have a new hands-on tool to help with their real-world training. Here it is. Let's show it to you. It's a Bombardier Q400 aircraft touching down today at Hillsborough Airport. Alaska Airlines and Horizon donated the twin turboprop to the school's aviation sciences team. The aviation tech sector, just one part of the wider industry there that is suffering from a worker shortage. Leaders say they'll need more than 600,000 aviation technicians over the next 2 decades.